I'm reading here, Nick, you asked for me to discuss how the owner carry and refi cash out process. So,
I wanted to find out like more specifically how that worked for you, particularly because you said that you only had at a certain point, I guess now, no money in the deal. You basically financed the whole thing, and I guess it's still cash flowing. So maybe you could go into that a little bit more. And also to the question that you just asked about people in the process of buying additional. I have a 4-unit building in Los Angeles that I vacated 2 of the units. And so I'm considering selling that property now because it's in a transit-oriented community and available for development. So I'm considering selling that property and actually exchanging the cash into another property, maybe out of state, or if I'm not able to find a joint venture to do the actual development. So it's I'm kind of looking at it from both of those things. And the cash, the owner carry option is something that might even give me more leverage to use the money should I decide to sell it outright, to use more of the money to buy additional properties.
Right. Okay. No, I think that's a great question. So for me, I bought it for $850. It needed a lot of work. So it was not worth, it was worth $850. I knew based on just my experience of, being involved in real estate and fixing and flipping, you get an idea, right? A sense of, all right, so if I fix this up, I can definitely increase the rents, and it's definitely going to increase the value of my property. So we knew based on when we purchased the condition that it was in, it was going to be a lot harder for me to go out and get a loan, because when you're buying multifamily, it's really based on the performance of that property. And that property was not performing at that time. So when we asked for the seller finance, he was making a lot more money just financing it to us. So how it worked is he did have a loan, but his loan was a lower amount. I mean, it was a smaller amount. And what we agreed on is at a 7% interest rate, I would be paying the $500,000 that he was lending me, because I only gave him $350 as a down payment, and then he kept a $500,000 note. Basically. So we made payments. Year 2, based on all the improvements I had done to the property, and I increased. Now, mind you, I did not waste time. We closed escrow, and it was like, that's it. Everybody that we can give a 30-day notice to, we gave a 30-day notice, because we really were working on time. Like, we needed to take advantage of every minute to vacate as many people as we could to get in there and start improving the property. And at that time, as you're improving, we went from $400 a month rent to $600, right? That's $200 month. You multiply that, that's $2,400, right? A year. So if you do that on one, and we've remodeled maybe like 75-80% of the property. You just have to go in there with a plan, right? Financial, you have to have the money to be ready to do these improvements fast. And so you go ahead, you do those improvements. And as you are, we have 2 years, right? So we want a full year to show the bank that, hey, these properties are now are renting at a much higher rent. And so they're going to take that into consideration. And it just put us in a really good position. By year 2, our property had doubled in value. So all those improvements and everything that we did to the property, it doubled the value of our property.